What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Daily Sean. For those of you who haven't been here before, my name is Sean. I do a daily video on something related to nursing. No rhyme or reason. Hasn't changed yet. Another one of those things that only nurses can understand. Have you ever noticed, once you become a nurse, once you enter the profession, that the grocery store will never be the same? The grocery store has never been the same for me ever since I became a nurse. Let me explain. In the grocery store nowadays, when a nurse enters the grocery store, they become very observant. They all of a sudden notice other people's vascularity. Not only whether or not you could start an IV in somebody's vein, but whether or not somebody looks a little peaked and maybe dehydrated, and also whether or not they have varicose veins. We've already decided to create a diagnosis just from that alone. Then the next question is, I wonder what size IV I could fit into that vein. And then if you're with another nurse, you're gonna have that conversation. You know you are. I know I could get a 14 in that one. Really, man? Maybe a 16 or an... No, I'm gonna get a 14 in that. It looks like a roller. I think it's a roly-poly. I'm gonna get a 14 in that. Yes, these are the conversations we have. Another thing that changes the dynamic of being in the grocery store, you notice just how dirty the place is. Seriously. As in microbiology dirty. You start looking at the fresh foods and fruits and vegetables in a completely different manner. Ecolodge is back of your brain right there. When you go to the meat section and the fish, you're going to be taking a look at whether or not something looks like it's spoiled, or is it something that you need to report to the health department. Yes, this is part of the process. I remember a time when grocery stores used to be enjoyable. They're not anymore. Another thing that causes nurses a bit of stress in the grocery store is all of a sudden you are completely aware of who may or may not need the ambulance called on them. You have people that show up on oxygen, people who should be in a wheelchair that aren't, people that are in a motorized wheelchair that shouldn't be. You have figured out a way to avoid the possible code, because you don't want to be part of that, because you know very well that if someone drops like a stone in front of you, it's not as if you can just walk away. You're going to have to follow through with that shit, so you're trying to avoid it at all costs. Am I the only one on that one? Seriously? And last, but surely not least, and this is along the lines of the scarring of microbiology, now we are hyper-focused and hyper-aware during the flu season and cold season how snotty-nosed people can be, and how it will transfer to everything that you decide to take out of the store. Everything from the snotty-nosed kid and mom and dad who were shopping, and how the kid decides to run his hands along every surface that he can find. Or the snotty-nosed cashier or manager who's handling your food products and or your money when they sneeze and then they decide to hand you the money out of the cash register. Yeah, I want to touch that. Let me get a pair of gloves before I put that into my wallet. This is why I use plastic. This is why I don't own money anymore. Thank you very much, nursing. Am I the only one that their grocery shopping experience has completely been scarred? Am I overreacting? Please let me know I'm not the only one out there. Leave your comment down below. You know your comments are my caffeine. Share this with someone. Share it with every nurse possible. Heck, share this with every student nurse because, yeah, they're going to want to know. You should probably prepare them. And as always, check your own pulse first.